Okay, so we use network for file sharing, we use network for resource sharing, and we also use the network for the application sharing. So application sharing means, for example, uh, see let's take it, you are in you're in college. Okay, you're in college, you have an HR department and admin department. Okay, so you have HR department with 5 users. Okay, you have HR department 5 users. Okay, so they want to access. Okay, so for these HR users there is some, so they want to generate some pay slips and all, right? So they have some application that has to open. Okay, so this application, right, is going to be shared only with the specific users, or on the HR domain. Or let's take it, this is an office. You have a HR people and admin. In HR, you have like 5 people are there. So these 5 people are accessing the application over the network. See, this is what your network is tell you. Your network is used to connect and share the information. The network is being used for file sharing. The network is being used for resource sharing. Resource sharing, I told you, for example, if you have a printer, right? So all the users can access they can access the printer over the network. So it's not required, right? You have every computer you have to connect to a printer just like this. So that's not possible. Okay, so that's why we are using this network over the resource sharing. Even the resources like printers, that can be shared over the network. And we also have the application sharing. So application sharing, as I told you, there is some specific applications that that application has to be shared to the specific users in the network. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead with the next one. And guys, um yeah, so you now you got some idea, basic idea on what is networking. Can you tell me what are the components required to build the network? What are the components? Anyone can tell me this? What are the components are required to build the network? This is one of the
Cat
interview
5,
questions.
Cat 6 cable,
Okay,
Switches,
computer,
routers,
server, access
computers,
switches,
cable,
computers, computers,
Cat
servers.
5, Cat 6 cable,
Okay, cat 5, cat 6,
then switches,
router, yeah, switches,
access
router.
switches,
routers, firewall,
Okay, firewalls,
and access points,
access points. Okay,
and this 3G data cards.
okay, 3G or 4G
And
Modem.
modem. Next, and anything. So one information is being missing, guys. That is very, very important. If you want, I'll give you the hint.
Server.
No, server has been already there. Yeah. See
Okay.
how you connect this cat 5, cat 6.
RJ45,
RJ45.
Where you will put it in. Okay.
uh,
You know the computer, right?
the NIC port,
Correct.
NIC port,
NIC port.
NIC.
So
Yeah,
this is a NIC port, right? So your PC will be having a NIC port. Even your servers will be having a NIC port. Even your routers will be having a, or not switches will be having a port. That is also kind of a NIC port. Routers also having the NIC port. Okay, so all these cables that will be connected to this NIC port. So what is, see, first of all, if you want to build a network, right, first of all, you should have the end devices. End devices, it can be computers, it can be like a smartphones or whatever devices. Okay, so first of all, you should have the some host devices. Okay, and next you have servers. What do you mean by servers, guys? Host means devices like computers and all, computers, laptops, desktop, printers, whatever it is. Okay, and
storing,
yeah,
Server
server.
means
storing the data.
servers like
Ah,
Linux, Windows,
yeah, see, server is nothing but a piece of
drive.
hardware device. This is a hardware appliance which
That holds data
huge store.
like a hard drive.
Yeah, so there is a huge storage will be available, and some specific services will be running on. This is one service. This is okay. So what are the services? Now, see, I'll tell you guys. When you open a www.amazon.com, correct? Yes, you're opening, right, Rachit? www.amazon.com, you're opening. So what is it going? So this is an application, and you're trying to contacting this application to this application server, which is this is where you're putting this one inside the web. This is the web browser. Okay, so the request is going and hitting to the web server. Okay, so this is your web server. So inside your server, right, there are some specific services. So this is your web server. I mean, this is your web server, which will make use of HTTP port 80. Or in similarly, so there is a telnet server, telnet service. Similarly, you have SSH service. Similarly, you have FTP. For example, you have an FTP server. Okay, so what is the use of FTP server? Guys, anyone has any idea on what do you mean by FTP server? File transfer protocol. Yes, no. Okay, so FTP means file transfer protocol. For for example, for how it will be works now, you will be connecting. So user will be there. Okay, the user will be connecting to the FTP server. Okay, so once you connect to the FTP server, right, he can download the files and he can upload the files. He can put the files in the FTP server, and he can download the files. What are the files you have on the FTP server, right? He can able to access those FTP server. So not only this, so you have an email server. You have an email server. For example, you have an Outlook in your office, right? So all this Outlook request will go to the email server. When you open an Outlook, see, I have an I have a this one Outlook. So once I open this Outlook, right, it automatically connects to my email server. So through which protocol? Can you tell me? So how this, how when I open this Outlook, yeah,
SMTP, domain name
SM,
server.
SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So this is the use of
Okay.
the server. Okay. So first we have the host devices, and next we have some servers, right? Okay, great. So now what is the next one we have? We need a NIC. So NIC is called as a network interface card. Guys, you have everyone sees that what is network interface card, right? Okay, so you can see this one on, see, this is your NIC. I'll show you the images. Okay, this is your Ethernet port. Okay, so you can see on your computers, every computers, so we'll be having a NIC. So what is the use of NIC now? To connect your computers and servers to a network. Okay, so what is the use of this network interface card now? So to connect the computers or the servers to a network, so we use this NIC card. Okay, so and guys, is it only wired or wireless? Can someone tell me?
Wired.
Word,
Then how will you connect wirelessly?
routers,
Okay,
modems,
Wi-Fi.
Rachit, Santosh.
Wi-Fi routers would be.
Yeah, Wi-Fi modem.
Okay, see guys, we have a network adapters, right? This is the NIC. Okay, if I'm expanding this, right, there will be wired NIC and wireless NIC. I'll show you here. Okay, so this is your Ethernet connection, right? This is my NIC port. This is a physical port where you can connect the RJ45 cables and all. Okay, and you can also see the wireless one. Intel R. This is my Bluetooth one. Hyper-V. Where is? Yeah, Intel R. See, this is my Wi-Fi adapter. See how it works now. See guys, you should supposed to know all these things and all. Okay, so when your PC, right, when your PC, okay, is connected to wirelessly, means there will be a router inside your home. In your home you have a wireless router, right? This is your wireless router. How it's communicating? See, first of all, when you enter the username and the password, right, so there will be a wireless adapter. So this router, this will communicate to this wireless adapter, not communicating to your PC, guys. It's not communicating, because here you will be having some wavelength, I mean, sorry, there will be electromagnetic waves will be there. Okay, so that signals and all it, this wireless NIC card, this is called as a wireless NIC card. So once once this wireless router transmitting any signals, right, this that type of signals will be catching, this wireless NIC is going to catch that signals. Okay, so that's how you will be communicating with your wireless router. It's not, see, for example, if you have a wired, this is a wired NIC, wired NIC. How we are connecting this wired NIC? With the RJ45 cable. With the RJ45 cable, that's a physical cable and it goes to the connect to the router. That is fine. But how will you connect wirelessly? So for connecting the wirelessly, you should have a wireless link. So that's why in our computer, and this is also a physical one. This is also a physical one. So this one and this one, which is inbuilt inside your PC. So inbuilt, you know what do you mean by inbuilt, right, guys?
Something already in the system.
Yeah, something is already in the system, which means that if you open the computer, right, you can see all the, you know, a piece of hardware, some, you know, hardware devices. So this is a hardware device, okay, so which is there. So this wireless link, it's capable of understanding the you know, it's capable of transmitting the signal and receiving the signals. So that is what it's capable of. Okay, so and this is a wired NIC. Any questions so far?
Yes, Satya, Megla here.
Yeah.
Okay, suppose if the switch is 8-port switch means then for each port we will have an IC card.
Yeah, and see that switch port interface, that is different one. It's also kind of a NIC, but those ports are different. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Servers will be having a NIC port. Okay. Servers. Even the switches, the routers will be having a port. Okay. So that normally they won't call it as an NIC port. Okay. But that is also physical ports, or they can use, they call as, sorry, data ports. Okay. So it's the same function. We'll talk about when we come to the switching concept. Okay. So this is what your NIC do. Okay. And next, so you have this NIC, right? And what is the next one we need? Communication links. Communication links means it's nothing but an RJ45 cables, okay, DSL cables, and fiber optic cables. Okay. See guys, you have a computer, right? So when you have a computer, you have a wired NIC. This is wired, and this is a wireless. Okay. So let's take it, you're in office. Okay, you have a switch. So this wired, right, it will connect to PC like this. So what type of cable this is? This is called as an RJ45 cable. Okay. So let's see now in a different scenario. So you have a PC. Okay, this is your PC. This is a wireless adapter. This is a wireless. So your PC is wirelessly connected to your home network. Home network I'm talking about, this is your inside your home. For example, Rachit is using his computer. Okay, so Rachit is using his computer and is connected wirelessly to the home network. Okay, so see guys, if anyone, if you know, just go ahead and see your wireless router, you will be having four LAN slots, and there will be one, you know, either it can be yellow in color or red in color. This is called as a WAN slot. WAN slot. I'll discuss what do you mean by LAN and WAN later. Okay. So you'll be getting the cable from the outside and connects to this slot. So this cable is called as a DSL cable. What? This is called as a DSL cable. Any questions, guys? Any questions so far? Rachit, Santosh, Neha,
No.
Ashwini?
No, sir.
So, Satya, basically, we have started discussion on how the network connects, right?
Yeah.
Satya,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah, tell me.
Satya, that cables will be always, it will be DSL cables, or will it be like different cable as per the our latest plans and
I'll
technologies?
tell you. Yeah, yeah.
that,
Next topic is that one only.
This one, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. See, guys. So let's take it to ISPs. See, in my home, so I'm using ACT. I think everyone knows, right? ACT is a broadband.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And my friend is using a Geo. So now I'll tell you. See, look at this architecture. So I have my PC. This is my PC, which is wirelessly connected. Okay. And I have the router. Okay, I have like 4 LAN slots. This is called as a LAN, local area network slots, and I have one WAN slot. This is my WAN. Okay, so now a cable is coming. Okay, so this is called as a DSL cable. Okay, so where this will go and connect, this will connect to some other device, or maybe like a switch. Okay, so now see, now from this switch it will connect to a fiber cable. This is a fiber cable. So what is use of this fiber cable? Okay, guys, just for tomorrow quickly, just see what is the difference between the DSL cable and a fiber cable. You will be finding very interesting if you find this one. Okay, so I would give quick introduction of a fiber cable, which used to carry long, for example, if you have a long distance and all, right, so you can use fiber cable. Inside the fiber cable, right, see, for example, this is your fiber cable. So fiber cable is very fast when you compare with the DSL cable or coaxial cable. See guys, we have 3 types of cabling, guys. One is DSL cable, coaxial cable, and fiber cable. DSL cable is nothing but your telephone. Okay, telephone cables, like how you see coaxial cable na, for example, nowadays we are not using the coaxial cable. This will be used in, for example, before and all, if you connect your TV and all, right, how you will be connecting it. So if you don't have any antenna right now, like 6 years or 10 years before, right, there will be a cable TV people will connect to the computers, or sorry, to the TV, right, with a coaxial cable. Even in US and all, right, there are some modems they support a coaxial cable. They support a coaxial cable. It's just like for it connects to the TV and also connects to the modem. So the data will transfer to DSL cable, coaxial cable. Okay, and the data can also carry, can also go through the fiber cable. Fiber cable means inside the fiber cable you will be having a glass wire. Okay, so because of this one, the data will go very fast when you compare with DSL and coaxial cable, right? So when you have a fiber cable, right, the data will go very, very fast. Okay, guys, understand or not? Yes, no, maybe.
Understood, sir.
Okay, okay, so this is your fiber cable. Okay, Santosh, now what's your question? So this is how your architecture will works. Okay, so and let's take it to geo. If you take geo, right, so what these people are doing now, so you have a router. Okay, so directly a fiber cable is coming and connected to the switch, and even to the home as well, to your home router, a fiber cable is connected. This is also fiber cable, this is also fiber cable. So I checked it here in my area. So we have act and we have geo. So geo people, they're giving a direct fiber net connection to the to the home network. But here it is not like that. When it is going from my router to the between the device, right, this is the ISP device. Okay, so it's going via DSL cable from ISP device to the internet backbone. To the internet backbone, it's going via the fiber cable. So what is the disadvantage here na, and what is the advantage here na? See, when for example, if I'm using this geo fiber net connection na, so this is my PC. If I connect to my PC and I'm accessing to the internet, right, this is my internet backbone. So the data will go very fast and will get the very fast response. Okay, but here it is not like that. Okay, so what will happen if I connect it, right? So this is a DSL cable. Obviously there will be a some latency issues and all will be there, some bandwidth issues. Okay, because of more number of users, and the data transmission rate is very little less when compared to the fiber, but it's not that much less. It's okay. Okay, you won't notice, but that is what your fiber cable and that is what your DSL cable, the differences. So DSL cable, when you compare the fiber cable DSL cable, right, the fiber is far better, because inside the fiber cable, right, you will be having a glass wire. Because of this glass wire, right, so what will happen, the data will go very fast. Okay. Any questions so far? Santosh, Rachit,
No, Satya.
all clear with this one? Oh,
Ye-
people. Oh, Rachit left, huh? Santosh left, huh? Meghla also left. Avinash? Avinash,
Anna,
can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you, Anna.
Okay, fine. Okay. And next, so far, what and all we discussed to connect to connect to a network. So we need computers, and then tell me, guys,
Cables,
servers, cables, NIC port. Okay. So next we need switches, routers, and firewalls. Okay. So guys, please make a note of it. These are the very important to connect to a computers. I mean to connect to a network. So let's talk about basic switching. So guys, so this thing, right? So we'll go in 3 phases. One is basic level, next is intermediate level, next is advanced level. The same applies to this thing and this thing. Now I'll go with the very minute basics and all. What do you mean by switch, guys? A network switch. Anyone sees how the switch will looks like? This is the representation of the switch. This is how, in networking we draw the diagrams and all, we explain, right? When you have two
Satya, your
arrows,
voice is coming very low.
is it for Neha or for everyone? Hello, Avinash,
I can hear you, Anna, perfectly. No issues.
uh,
No issues for
Ashwini,
me at all.
Sir, it's audible, sir.
Rachit.
it's audible, sir. No issue.
Oh, okay, fine. No worries. Okay. So what is the use of network switch now? Guys, can you tell me, anyone? Anyone? So what is the use of this network switch?
It helps to connect network
Okay.
device.
Anyone?
It helps to connect a network within a building.
Okay. Next. Anyone? Okay, see, simple. So what you people said is correct. Okay, so you have a switch. Okay, so on the local area network, what on the local area network? Okay, so we use the switches on the local area network. We use the switches to connect the computers and servers to the network. So what is use of switch now? On the local network, okay, we use the we use switches to connect computers and servers. Even the servers will be connected to the switch. Even the what is this called so far? The PCs connected to the switches, servers connected to the switch, the routers will be connected to the switch. So whatever it is, okay. So this is what. So you can simply say the switches are used to connect the computers and servers to the network, and to communicate between these two devices, right? So we'll go through the switch. Okay, so you can simply say that, so a network switch used to connect, okay, used to connect computers and servers, okay, and communicate with each other. Guys, now can you tell me, so I have, okay, just one question for you based on, okay, okay, I'll tell that question later. So we have a routers. Now let's discuss about the routers. So what is the use of this routers, guys?
To provide the route path.
Okay, provide the route path. Next.
Different IP address can connect to each other.
Different IP address connect to each other, right? Okay, okay. Let's go back to the questions. So I have my PC1. Okay, so my PC1 having an IP address of 192.168.2.1. Okay, so I have my PC2. So I have see, I will discuss about this IP address also. Okay, 192.168.2.2. So which device I want here? Can I go with router? Can I go with a switch?
Switch,
Why?
because IP are same. 2.1, 2.2,
So
the
then what
IP
the
are
definition you said now to connect to two different IPs, right? This is a different IP, this is a different IP. So why can't I go with the router
yeah,
as
yeah,
per your
this is a
definition?
different type. Yeah, these
Two
are
different
different
subnets.
app.
So this is also same sub. Okay. So now what is the device I should have here?
Switch it.
Okay, yeah, tell me which device is I need here and which device I should need here.
Layer 3 switch or router?
Forget about layer 3 switch. Just a
Router.
pure layer 2 switch, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about L3 switch later part. So Ashwini, what is the device is required here and what is the device we need here?
Switch device. Why we need device to connect, to have a connectivity, right?
Yes, we need a device to have a connectivity.
Switch, sir.
Satya,
Yeah,
above one switch, bottom one router.
right. Here we need a switch and here we need a router. So why? See here, you when you're communicating to a same network, okay, within the LAN. So this is a different same subnet. If two devices are in the same network or same subnet, right, we use a switch. Okay, so if you have two different subnets or two different networks, right, you should have router. It can also be even we can also use L3 switch. Okay, but generally the router is used. So what is the use of this router right here? Router is used to connect two different networks. Simple. All right, guys, any questions? Any questions so far?
No, Satya.
Okay, and the last thing what we need to build in networking, okay, this is called as a firewall. So what is use of this firewall, guys? Just a basic definition.
Firewall is
All the
just like
Okay, see,
unwanted traffic.
yeah, is used to filter the traffic. Purpose of firewall is used to filter the traffic. So what do you mean by filtering the traffic? See people, I'll tell you one thing. So Rachit, to your home a stranger is coming. A stranger is coming to your home. So what you will do?
I will just stop him or ask him about his
Correct.
purpose.
Which means that you're doing some inspection, right? For example,
Yeah.
Santosh is coming to your home. Santosh is coming to your home. So what you will do?
I will let him in. I know him.
Hello, right? Similarly, a firewall. Okay, see, similarly, firewall was also used to filter the traffic. Whatever the traffic is coming to the firewall, right? So there will be some policies will be there based on the firewall policies. Either it has to allow the traffic or to deny the traffic. Clear, people? Any questions so far? Any questions?
No.
Okay. So to connect to a network, for example, if this PC wants to connect to this Google server, right? So you're opening a google.com, right? So what are the devices we need? So we need a network interface card. Okay, we need a cables. Okay, so or let's take this is an RJ45 cable. Okay, so we need a switch. Okay, and we need a fiber cables. Okay, we need a routers to connect to two different networks. We need a firewalls to filter the traffic. We need a servers to have the specific service to running on the on the to run that service on here. Clear, guys? Yes, no? Tell me.
Yes.
Any questions? Okay, see guys, now let's come into picture now. This is a Dell switch. This is a Cisco router. Cisco router. This is a Juniper firewall. Okay, ISP. This is a Juniper router. This is an HP server. Guys, now what is happening here? See, this PC is from, let's take it as a Mac PC. You have a Mac PC and you have a Windows machine. Or let's take it, this is from, Dell computer with Windows OS. This is a Mac OS. Guys, can you see this one picture? How many vendors we have? How many vendors?
Three.
And these cables are there, right? This cable is from Intel cables, the RJ45 cables. This optical cables are from Dell. Okay, or this is provided. This is this is from the ISP cable. Guys, can you see this? How many vendors we have? There are so many vendors, right? Yes or no? Rachit?
Yes.
There are so many vendors will be there. How? Because see, if you look into this OS is different and this OS is different, correct? We are using which OS operating system? Mac OS, Macintosh. Here we are using Windows. In Switch, they have their own OS. The Dell OS will be there. Cisco, they have their own iOS. So Juniper firewall, they have their own OS file, Junos firewall. Okay, ISP router, they have own Junos OS router. Similarly, you have an HP server, they have their own OS. Correct? How these devices are communicating with each other? See, ultimately your PC is accessing the Google server and you're getting the reply. Correct? But how these are all the devices are communicating and getting? See, even though you have different vendors and all, see, you have a different vendors, but how these devices are able to communicate? Any idea? This is the one of the component to build your network. I told you what are the things are required to build your network, right? Everyone said computers, servers, routers, switches, NIC card. This is also one key important to build a network. Tell me guys, what is this called? See, you have a different vendors, but how this one will be get connected?
Using OSI model.
I will come back to that later. Okay, before OSI layer, so there is something, right? Okay. 5. You think about it, I'll give you 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. No one? Rachit, Avinash, Megla, you're working, right? All are working. Neha. So how these things are able to communicate with each and every other? How these things are communicating? Rachit, you're working, right?
Yeah.
How have you ever think about it? See, this is a different OS and all. How these beings are able to communicate? Obviously, the OSI model will come into picture. That I will tell you. Okay, but how? What is some common things you have in this one? Or let's take it, guys. So, what is the common thing you have in this PC and in this PC? If I want to communicate from this PC to this PC, right? What is a common thing? What is a common thing over? You just think about this thing. So, what is the common in all these devices?
Cable connections.
No.
IP.
Right. Exactly.
IP.
What is that called?
IP.
IP. Next. See, in my PC, right, I have an IP address of 192.168.1.1. Here also I have the same IP address range, right? 192.168.1.2. Can I communicate now? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Right? Okay. So next, any other thing? Okay, so IP is a what? Can you tell me what do you mean by IP? IP is a what is required, guys? See, all these devices, how they're so there is one common. So there is a software that has been developed. Okay, so that software is going to communicate with multiple vendors. Okay, so what are the softwares? A TCP is a software. Okay, and IP, this software, right, which allows to communicate with across the vendors. So protocols, protocol, network protocols. So network protocols, these are the set of rules. Guys, now you're able to understand now.
Yes,
So
Satya.
network protocols are required. So these network protocols are the set of rules which tells you how the devices are communicate and share the information across the network. Whew. Okay, network protocols. So in network protocols, right? So you have an IP. Okay, let's take it HTTP. See, when you send the HTTP traffic, right, the switch will forward, the router will forward, the firewall will forward, whatever the firewall ISP forward, this will forward, this router will firewall and connects to this HTTP server. See, you're sending a HTTP traffic inside your Google server. This is a server. You have a HTTP service is, it's already enabled. You have HTTP service. So when the PC is generating the traffic, okay, so all these devices has to able to understand this HTTP is a software. Okay, so or it's called as a one type of protocol that communicates and share the information across the network. So there is no objection for all these devices to stop, even though they are irrespective from they are from different vendors, with irrespective to the vendors. Okay, so this HTTP, these protocols, right, will communicate across the network. No one is going to object that until and unless if there is any rules is implemented in the firewalls, then only it's going to stop it. If not, it's going to be get allowed. Clear, people? Yes, no?
Yes, Satya.
Okay, so this is what very important. So this is the pure basics. Okay, see, now in a modern, we are in 2022 and all, so we have all these devices are there. Okay, so we have PC from this one, and if you look into this inside the PC, right, this is my Dell laptop, but the OS is from Microsoft. If you see my drivers, right, okay, this is from Intel. Okay, if you see my motherboard, right, motherboard is from Flextronics. So these are inside the PC, we have different vendors and make it as a one laptop, which is one common name, which is called as a Dell laptop. Right, in every devices we have the same thing. So we have the set of protocols, okay, that communicates and share the information. But this has to be communicated to this switch. Okay, this has to be communicated to this switch, from switch to router. See, a protocol is nothing but a set of rules. Okay, so these rules has to go over the internet. No one is going to object that. Okay, no one is going to object that, because protocols are the set of rules which tells you how devices communicate and share the information. Now, so this is a different vendor PC, and you connected to the switch. This is a different vendor, but you have to connect. Okay, so that is why they have introduced the OSI model. Okay, previously 1980s and all, right, in 1980s, if you have a one PC with an Intel, right, or we have a PC with a Dell computer should talk only with Dell computer. You cannot talk with Dell computer with a HP computer. That is not possible. So that is called as an interoperability issue. So to avoid the interoperability issue, that's why they developed the model which is called as a OSI model. See, guys, I will tell you one thing. When you're building, so this is my empty land. Okay, this is my empty land. So as being a civil engineer, so for example, let's take it, guys, if anyone is a civil engineer, so if there is a land, right, if they want to build the house here, So what civil engineer is going to do? Can you tell me, guys, in the designing phase? In the designing
First is
phase,
survey the land.
survey. That is after that.
Design a map,
Correct.
architecture.
He design a map, right? An architecture. This is how the building looks and all. Correct. Based on this, the network will be get designed. Okay. Based on this, the building will be get designed, right? Similarly, the OSI model is a kind of a blueprint, which tells you how the network is being designed. Okay, OSI model is a also it's a theoretical blueprint. Okay, it's just a theoretical model. So the practically the data will not go here. Practically the data, so far you have OSI 7 layers. We'll discuss each and every 7 layer later part. So OSI is just a theoretical model. Okay, OSI is just a theoretical model which tells you how the network is being designed. Okay, how the network is being designed. So you have a designing. How are you going to implement your network? That is also one important thing, right? Yes or no? Come on, people. So you have
Yes.
a network that has been designed. Okay, but how are you going to implement this? Because I've told you this is a theoretical model. It's just a reference model. Based on this reference model, the network has been designed. So what is the main purpose of OSM model? To avoid the interoperability issues. Because so we cannot have such things, right? Like see one piece, for example, if you manufacture a computer, so all the components like a motherboard, a NIC card, a OS, everything it should be from the same vendor. Do you think it is possible? It's very, it's a very tough thing. So to avoid such type of issues, they developed a OSM model. Okay, so based on this OSM model, we have to design the network. So that is the application, presentation, session, transport, uh, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. Okay, so based on this OSI, the network has been designed. Now we need to implement this, and we need to make sure the data has to go everywhere, right? How it is possible? So this is just an designing model. So the actual implementation, how actually the data will flow on a TCP IP model. This is the main difference between the OSI and the TCP IP model. So what is the use of OSI model? OSI model is used to design the network. So the actual implementation of the network is done through TCP IP model. So that, and one more difference is OSI is a 7 layers. This is a 4-layer architecture. This is a 7-layer architecture. This is a 4-layer architecture. Any questions, guys, so far? Any questions? Rachit?
No, Satya.
All good? So you feel like boring, or you want me to continue, or we'll take a break and we'll come back tomorrow? Your wish, guys. So far I told you what do you mean by network, how network is being constructed, and I gave you the overview of the the differences with overview and differences between the OSI and TCP IP model. Any questions on this one?
No, Satya.
Avinash?
No. I have
All
some
good?
sort of knowledge on basics, what you have told. I have some sort of knowledge, what you have told.
You already have this one, but
Yes,
I just want to go with this one. I know everyone is
yes, yes.
having this knowledge, but see, as per my class, right, maybe some people might have little bit of gains from this knowledge from this class. Okay, so later on we'll go with some other concepts. I'll discuss OSI model, and after that I'll discuss these IPv4. Any questions, guys, so far?
No, Satya.
Someone messaged. Okay, guys, a small concept. Okay, so Shall I discuss about the IP addressing?
Yes, yes, no issues for me.
Okay, guys, just another 15 minutes will complete this topic. Okay, would that be okay, guys? Yes, no.
Yeah, Satya.
Okay, fine. Guys, can you tell me what do you mean by IP address and how my PC will get my IP address?
Satya, for communication,
Mhm.
uh, uh, and in IP address is provided so that if we want to send our data from one system to another, we have that address through which we can send our data, just like sending letter.
Okay, see, guys.
If any device want to communicate in a network, that device should have a IP.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's called a IP.
guys, one question I'm going to ask you now. Can we communicate from this PC1 to PC2 without having an IP address? Possible or not?
No,
Not possible.
No.
Everyone? Neha,
No.
Not possible.
Ashwini? Hello, Ashwini. I seriously don't like this type of attitudes, people. Santosh, I think he's traveling. So Avinash, Neha, and Rachit, you said it's not possible, right?
yes,
No, Satya.
Yes.
But it is possible.
How
It is possible.
it would be possible when it will be have already DORA like
No,
DHCP.
see, we don't need required an IP address. So now tell me what do you mean by IP address? See, guys, the companies which I'm referring you, even the so far called Juniper, okay, or Cisco and all, definitely this question will ask. Without the IP address, can we communicate? Yes or no? I would say yes. If it is yes, how? So I told you the answer is yes. Yes, we can communicate.
Mm,
Think about it. Think about it, guys. In olden days, uh, they used to, without IP address, right? They used to communicate. Okay, in the computer,
I have a question, Satya,
yeah.
right here. So you said in back time we used to communicate without having IP address.
Yes.
So without having IP address, how would we identify the network?
Okay, very
So,
good questions. Yeah.
Satya, maybe if two systems are connected with a wire, maybe that possible.
Okay, see, guys.
what you're telling is Satya, without a name, you're calling a person.
Sorry. Okay.
Without a name, you're calling a person.
Okay, very good
You know the
question.
person, who you are calling,
Okay.
but another side person, they don't know if
You're in
I
office
was a
network,
person.
right? For
Yes,
example, you're in a college.
yes,
Okay, you did degree or BTech?
degree, BCA,
Degree, BSc Computer Science, right?
BCA, Bachelor
BCA,
of Computer.
BCA. Okay. So BCA group, let's take it. You have 40 people.
Hmm.
Okay. So each and every one will be having a unique number, right? What
Yes,
is
a
that
number.
called? A roll
Yes, a
number.
number.
Okay. Let's take it. Your roll number is 79,
Yes,
and your name is Avinash.
yes,
Okay. So if anyone calls you with 79, who will answer?
me only,
If anyone calls you Avinash, who will answer?
me only.
Now tell me.
Because if this is
Tell
a
me here.
username, right?
Huh?
USNM, right? That's why I'm answering that USNM is assigned to me, so that I'm responding to that
What do you mean by this? The
MAC
devices
address.
can communicate with the help of MAC address, but not modern days. In olden days, we have a thing like token ring. Okay, this is a token ring. This is a one type of architecture, kind of a star architecture. So a PC1, PC2, okay, PC3, PC4, PC5. Okay, so token ring means it will send the frame. Okay, so which consists of a MAC address of PC5 MAC. So this frame wants to communicate with this PC2, right? It sends a frame. Okay, this frame will passes over here on the wire. With the help of the MAC address, it will communicate. Not required an IP address here. But no more, with this technology is not being used right now, but I'm just letting you to know. All right, guys.
Okay.
Rachit, clear
No,
with
I
this one?
still didn't understand, Satya.
You still didn't understand.
How can we able to ping without IP? How would we be able to
No, you cannot
identify
ping.
it?
See, that those days you don't have a ping protocol was not introduced. Okay, so you can just communicate with the help of layer 2 only.
With
Communication
the
will
MAC
happen
address.
with the MAC address.
Okay, so we
With the
should
MAC,
have probed whether MAC address is there or not.
yeah. So this is my computer, right? Okay, so
Mhm.
now tell me the difference between the IP address and MAC address.
IP address is nothing but a logical address, and MAC address is nothing but a kind of physical which
Yeah,
would have the identity.
see, Avinash, you're in
Yes.
you're in your college, right? You're having a roll number of 79, correct?
Mm.
Okay, so if you go to some other branch, there is a 79 roll number will be there. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Or if you go to some other college, there will be 79 roll number.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but you know, G Avinash means only one guy will be there. That is
Yes.
only you. So
Yes.
this is called as a MAC address. This is called as a
IP
IP
address.
address.
IP
IP
address.
address
IP
is a
address may
logical
differ,
address.
but MAC address can't differ. It's a return.
Yeah, IP address can changes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes. That's
so
what I'm.
how it is going to change, we'll discuss in one concept.
Let
Okay, later. So how PC will get the IP address, guys?
two ways, through DHCP or
Right.
else
In
Through
layer two.
statically,
manual
we
static
define
IP
it,
or
but you know,
dynamic IP.
I'm not talking about statically. So we'll get the IP address through DHCP process. We'll
Yes.
discuss in detail about this DHCP process. We also have a labs, two labs we have on this one, DHCP on same subnet and DHCP on different subnet. Okay, so IP address is a logical address to identify the device on the network. On the network, okay. So to identify the device, we we with the help of IP address we recognize. MAC address is a unique address to identify the device. That is also unique address. That MAC address, you know. Okay, so now you have a PC, right? Okay, so this is my PC. I have a NIC. So this MAC address, right? When I see this is an Intel MAC. This is a, sorry, Intel. You know, this NIC is manufactured by the Intel company. When this NIC card is being manufactured, right, there will be a MAC address which is physically burnt on this one. This is the format. For this is the format of MAC address, guys. Okay, so the first three, you know, the MAC address is a 48-bit. Okay, so the first three octets, right? It's now OUI, organization unique identifier. The last three, it's going to represents the interface. So what is this interface, right? So that is what. So if you want, I will show you the quickly the demonstration. So I'm just connected to MiFi, right? So I have the MAC address. Where is my MAC address? C0, right? Now I will show you. Everyone can see my screen, right? So if I'll go to here, okay, see guys, I'll type, see, C03C59, C03C59. I'll just put only three things. See, it tells me corporate, Intel corporate. If you want to see, right, network adapters. See, this is my Intel. Okay, so the first three bits, okay, which tells you about the organization, which vendor it is manufactured. Similarly, in your laptops also you can find it out. Okay, the next three, okay, the next three, it's going to, you know, this is going to tell you about interface, you know, regarding about this interface. For example, this is a PC, right? You have it's connected. So the first three which tells you about who is the vendor for this one. The next three about this interface MAC address. All right, guys. Any questions? That is what your MAC address. And IP address. IP address is a logical address to identify the device on the network. And how we'll get the IP address? Through DHCP process. Okay. And we have two types of IP addresses, guys. IPv4 and IPv6. So IPv4 is a 32-bit address. So how it's a 32-bit address now? See, IP address can be written in 4 octets separated by periods. This is a dot. This is a dot. Okay, so you know, 4 octets. First octet, second octet, second octet, third octet, fourth octet. OCTET, octet. 1 octet is equal to 8 bits. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, here also you'll have same bit. 8 bits. 8 bits. Okay, so if you calculate all these things, right, it's going to be a 32-bit. All right, guys, any questions now so far? So it can be written like 192.168.1.1. Any number. Subnet mask, we'll discuss about what do you mean by subnet mask and what do you mean by subnetting in the next class. All right, guys, any questions on this one? So IP address is a logical address used to identify the device on the network, which is a 32-bit address. So IP address is a 4 octets. 1 octet is equal to 8 bits. Okay. So an IPv6 is a 128-bit. It's nothing much. They won't ask you on IPv6. Okay. And IP address has been I mean, first of all, who introduced this IP address concept? Ayana. See how IP address is being classified. Now, see, we have we have 5 types of classes: class A, class B, class C, class D, class E. IP address can be ranges from 0 to 255. Okay, so how this has been done now? See, Ayana, this is an organization, international authority, something is there. I have to see this. Ayana, these people has been standardized. So this class A should be 0 to 127, I think 127 or 128. Okay, 129 to 129 to 19. What is this cost? Any idea this? 129 to 191. Am I missing something?
Class A would be 1 to 126. Class B
No,
would
0
be
to
128 to
126. No, 128
yes,
also will be there.
128 to 191 would be class B.
128 to 191. Yeah. 127 is the loopback address.
Yes.
Yeah. 128 to 191. 191 to 223.
192. 192
Yeah, sorry.
to
192 223. 224 to 239.
242
242
to
255. Okay, so IP address is 0 to 255 concept. So first will be 0 to 120, actually 128. We'll see. Actually, there will be an RFC standard, guys. Based on that, it will go. Will tell you the standard for that one. Okay, yeah, this is correct. Okay, so any questions on this, people?
No.
No, sir.
That the full form would be Internet Assigned Number Authority.
Internet, yes. So that was developed. That, I mean, you know how this IP address, even they, you know, in some companies, right? They'll ask you how IP address has been designed. It is designed by the IANA, Internet Assigned something will be there. Okay.
Numbers Authority.
Number authority. Okay, so those people has been standardized this IP address. All right, guys. Now tell me what are the classes of okay, so all the, for example, guys, in your home organization, right? See, we have seen this classes of IP address. We have 5 classes, right? Yes or no? Okay, so if you look into this, right, inside your home, either you will get inside your home and inside your office, right, you will get the IP address in 10 series, 172 series, and 192 series. See, these are all the private IP address ranges. Okay, so can you tell me what are the private IP address ranges, guys?
Private IP from class A to class B, C.
No, these are all the private IP address, class A, B, C, class A, class B, class C. Okay, so class A is going to be 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255. Okay, and the class B is going to be 172.16.0.0 172.31.255.255, and class C 192.168.0.02 1.02 192.168.1.255. Okay, so typically in our home, right, we use this one, we use class C IP address. In our office network, we'll use this. If you have a big network, right, okay, you will use. If you have a moderate network, we'll be using this class B. If it is a small for home users, right, we'll use this class C. All right, guys, any questions? Any questions?
No, sir.
All good? Okay, so we have one last concept today. So what is public IP and what is private IP? See, private IP, which is something which is used in the internal LAN communication, which cannot be routable on the internet. Okay, so if you have, see, I have my PC, right? See, I have my PC. I have an IP address of, what is my IP address of my computer, which is 192.168.0.105. Okay, I will show you here now. See, guys, I have my PC, which is wirelessly connected to my home router. Okay, so I have like 192.168.0.105. Okay, this is my router. Inside my router, we have a NAT feature. We'll discuss about, if anyone knows what do you mean by NAT, well and good. If not, we'll discuss that later part. Okay, so this is my, and I have a cable which is connected. This is my internet, ISP cable, and it's connected to the ISP router. Okay, so see, guys, when you're purchasing, this is a WAN network, and this is a local area network. Okay, so private IP address which is used inside your LAN network, public IP address which is used inside the WAN network. Let's take it public IP address. It can be anything. So I'm just writing like a 16.1.2.1. Okay, so inside the LAN, right, either you can use class A private IP address, class B, or class C private IP address ranges. but you cannot use that other 16, 12, 14. That is not possible. That you cannot use. That is a bad design if you use that IP address. Okay, so we have a PC with IP address of 192.168.1.05. Okay, even in this router, right? When my PC is accessing the internet, right? So this private IP address cannot be used over the WAN network. So because this private IP address cannot be routable, private IP address are only used inside your LAN organization. Public IP address is used on the WAN network. On the WAN, this can be routable. This cannot be routable. Private IP address cannot be routable. Public IP address can be routable on, and which is used on the WAN. Okay, so to convert this private to public, we have a NAT. We will discuss that later part. Okay. Any questions, guys, so far? Any questions?
No, Satya.
All good?
Yeah.
We'll do subnetting next class. Okay, so this is also, you know, very interesting concept, and you know, subnetting and subnet mask. So I think if anyone knows this subnetting concept, Rachit, Santosh, Avinash.
Bro, subnet is of 32-bit.
No. If I ask you,
Yeah.
for slash 20, for slash 21, how many hosts will be there? For example, if you see, this is my IP address. How many number of hosts?
Host will be 8. Network will be 24.
How?
We'll
discuss that later. Okay, no, that is wrong. We'll discuss that later. Anyone? So we should see what is subnetting. Why do we use subnetting, and what is the use of this subnet mask? Now I gave you little. Now I gave you about you know, IP address. IP address is a I mean, IP is used to communicate from one network to another network, or you know, which, I mean, the purpose of IP, you know, IP address now is used to identify the device. We have different classes. We have private classes, and you know, we have class A, B, C, D, E. Okay, and yeah, so, and we have public and private IP. Public IP is used here, and private IP is used in the WAN. Okay, so if you see the IP address, right, you have a /24 or /23, something like that. Okay, so that is called as a subnet mask. So we are going to see that later part. Before that, before getting into the next concept, do you have any other questions, guys? Simple. Subnet mask is nothing but is used to identify the network part and host part. Simple, guys. It's very simple. Nothing much. Subnet mask is used to identify the network part and the host part. Okay, so network part is the collection of you know, it's just like a, you know, how to say, it's just like a collection or group of hosts. Host is nothing but your computers. Okay, so yeah, we'll discuss that later. Any more questions on this one?
No, Satya.
Okay, I think that's all. We're done for the day. So maximum we covered, like, you know, 9:30 we started, 9:30 to 10:30, 10, okay, 10:50. So the next is like subnetting. So we'll go with subnetting. After that, we'll discuss about the OSI model. OSI model, don't miss the class. It's very important. Okay.
Satya, where can we find this recording?
I will share you to your email address.
Okay.
Okay. I will share, and yeah, today I'm going to share some documents. Okay, what and all I've discussed, right? I will share it before 4 o'clock, guys. Okay.
Okay, Satya.
All right, guys. Any more questions? If not, we'll wind it up. Okay. And
Okay,
tomorrow
sir.
at 9:30.
Yes.
Okay, Satya.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.